Hello everyone, this is Kazami and today we're going to talk about Chiori. So first thing first, what we're going to see in this video is all about her, which means we're going to know all about her talents, weapons, artifacts, best team comps, and constellations. So let's get started. Chiori is a Geo unit using Sword. She's a sub DPS mainly, but you can also use her as a main DPS. Her damage is based on her defense first and then on her attack. Now, let's talk about her talents. One thing for us to know is the base damage of Chiori is going to be based on her elemental skill, which is going to spawn one puppet and is dealing geo damage every 3.6 seconds. And that is going to be based on her defense first, 164%, and then on her attack, 131%. A precision for the elemental skill, another puppet is going to be spawned when there is a geo construction on the field. And compared to other geo constructions, the puppets of Chiori is not destroyable. If you want to deal the most damage from Chiori, first thing that you're going to upgrade is her elemental skill. Then we should jump on the elemental burst. Her burst is just going to be raw geo damage that is dealing 449% of her defense and 359% of her attack. About her normal attack, you don't even have to up it. Now we're good with the talent, let's talk about her weapons. To get started with the best weapon for her, let's talk about the 5 stars. Her signature weapon, which is the Urakumi Sugiri, is going to be the best choice for you to use because of the tons of crit damage that it's giving and also because of the sub stat. Next up is going to be the Primordial Jade Cutter. Then you have the Light of Foliar Incision. Last 5 star is gonna be the Splendor of Tranquil Waters. Now let's talk about the 4 stars and the 3 stars. The first is going to be the Cinnabar Spindle. Very good weapon, even way better than the 3 other 5 stars apart from the signature weapon. Then we have the Wolf Fang and then the Harbinger of Dawn. Little mention, it's really awesome if you can make sure that you're going to have the passive all the time. Remember, even if you're going to choose from all of these weapons that I have mentioned earlier, Chiori is just going to be a very good sub DPS for your team. Now let's talk about the artifacts. For the 4 pieces artifacts, there are going to be 2 choices that I'm going to advise you use. The first one is the Husk of Opulent Dreams. A very good set, and I would even say just made for her. If you don't manage to have the Husk of Opulent Dreams, the Golden Troops is also a great artifact for you to use. For the 2 pieces, having Golden Troops, Opulent Dreams, geo damage or attack percent is all good for you. Same as what I'm having here. About the main stats, Def percent Sand is highly recommended. For the Goblet, geo bonus damage or a def percent is also okay. And for the Circlet, you can choose from crit damage or crit rate depending on your needs. So now let's talk about the details that we need. I'm going to mention 2 different stats. The first one is going to be for a good Chiori and the second one is going to be, let's say, the perfect stat for her. So starting from 1800 defense is going to be advised. 70% crit rate and 140% crit damage is going to be good for her. For the other mode, that is going to be close to perfection, around 2000 defense, around 80% of crit rate, more than 220% crit damage. Now let's talk about the team compositions. There is many possibility for great teams for Chiori, but ideally, a Geo unit that can create a construction is highly recommended if you want to get her best potential. These Geo units are Ito, Ningguang, Albedo, the Traveler, or the Geo Archon Lord of the in-game shield, Zhongli. In all the cases, Zhongli is going to be the best duo for Chiori. He's also off-field and he's creating a Geo construction. But here are some team comps that I'm going to mention as example for Chiori's team. The first one is Navia, Benny, Shanling, Chiori, Lainey, Benny, Shanling, Chiori, Yelan, Farina, Lainey, Chiori, Zhongli, Shanling, Raiden, Chiori, Zhongli, Shanling, Chlorinde, Chiori, Zhongli, Shanling, Moalani, Chiori. But there is a but. The best team for Chiori is always going to be and stay the Mono Geo team. The Mono Geo team is going to be composed of all 4 Geo units. The best one is Zhongli, Goru, Chiori, and Ito. If you don't have Zhongli, you can replace him with Albedo or Ningguang. If you don't have Goru, you can replace him with Yongjing. And if you don't have Ito, a C6 Noel is going to be perfect. Yeah, so now let's talk about the constellation. The C0 of Chiori is just enough. She's polyvalent and her synergy with other Geo units is just great. And it's also possible for you to use her as a main DPS already. Plus, she has a very lovely gameplay. For the C1, which is very good, there's no need for you to have a Geo construction to have the dot puppet. For C2, after her elemental burst, she's going to create a puppet with 170% of her base damage for 10 seconds. For the C3, it's going to be 3 levels on her elemental skill. For the C4, 3 puppet for 8 seconds after a normal attack, a plunge attack, or a charge attack is going to be spawned. For the C5, is going to be 3 levels added to the burst. And for her C6, that I just consider insane, minus 12 seconds for cooldown for the elemental skill, plus you're going to get 230% of her defense scaling on her attacks, which is just insane. So that is, guys, going to be all about Chiori. I advise you to pull her if you like Geo units. Like for me personally, I enjoy playing her. And look at this, she's so cute. Hey, I'll see you next time for the next video, guys. It was Kazami. Bye.